Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello and welcome wherever you are in the world watching this. It's Leon Street here, and we're back again. It is Good Morning Business Owners, and today we're kicking off with another topic that I've covered in part in the past, but it's a recurring topic that comes up continually for a lot of coaches, consultants, and experts. And I thought it's fitting to get this in. We are at the start of a new month, so today's the 2nd of May. And for most of you, you're going for your goals for May to make sure that May turns into the month that you want it to for your business, for the things you want to achieve in your life also. And so today we're looking at 3 steps to getting past feeling stuck in business. And with these steps, I've got some actionable points that you can use in order to take getting past feeling stuck, or however you coin the term. Could be procrastination or not moving forward or whatever it is for you. So we're going to get into this. As always, before we step forward, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Simply go to leonstreet.com/YouTube and you'll be redirected to my channel on YouTube. Make sure you do that, guys. Click on subscribe and then hit the notification bell to be notified of all my upcoming videos. So go do yourself a favor now. What I want to do, I want to kick off with talking about this book. And this book is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And it's one of many books that I've come across in talking about both feeling stuck, procrastination, bad habits, getting past those bad habits, taking ownership, things like, or other books like Extreme Ownership. You've got Atomic Habits by James Clear, many different books. And I thought, let me start with Steven Pressfield, because he's got a great term that I like that he uses when talking about, I guess, feeling stuck in your business and the things that you can do. And a lot of business owners who feel stuck, there's many different reasons why you feel stuck. And in this one, he simply labels it and coins the term resistance. And that's what I want to kick off this video with, and getting into what resistance may be for you. And his description of it, I found pretty fitting, actually. And then I'm going to expand on it and what my experiences are. And then we'll get into the 3 steps of what I want to discuss with you. So let's have a look at this. Hopefully I can clear my throat so we can actually hear me. So let's get into what I want to show you from Steven Pressfield. So he talks about resistance is a mythical concept created by the American novelist Steven Pressfield that illustrates the universal force that claims acts against humanity's creativity. And might seem a bit weird, but this is the phrase or the term that he calls. I guess what your ego goes through in terms of how you feel stuck. And a lot of people, they they don't know either what it is or why it's happening. And most of us just tend to have the expression of, I just feel stuck, I don't know what to do, like things aren't moving forward. And I like his term. He calls it resistance, because the resistance is stopping you continually, and it really does come down to psychologically your ego. But let's get into this more. So resistance is described in a mythical fashion as a universal force that has one sole mission: to keep things as they are. Yeah, so you don't expand, you don't grow. And Pressfield claims that resistance does not have a personal vendetta against anyone. Rather, it is simply trying to accomplish its only mission, which is it's a force that will stop an individual's creative activity through any means necessary, whether it be rationalizing, inspiring fear and anxiety, emphasizing other distractions that require attention, raising the voice of the inner critic, and much more. It will use any tool to stop creation flowing from an individual, no matter what the field creation is in. And here's the final part before I expand and give you my kind of description of this. Pressfield goes on to claim that resistance is the most dangerous element to one's life and dreams, since its sole mission is to sabotage aspirations, the things you aspire to be and do, right? He explains steps that human beings can take to overcome this force and keep it subdued so that they can create their fullest potential, although resistance is never fully gone. So that's from the book, The War of Art, and that's from Steven Pressfield. And As I said, I'm going to expand on that. And for me, the resistance and feeling stuck is all about your ego, and your ego is this biological thing, the way that your brain works for you to protect you. And in eras, in bygone days, when we weren't living in this modern society and we lived in caves, huts, all that kind of stuff, biologically, the ego was there to protect us, from outside forces. It could be wild animals, the cold and different things, the elements. But most of us in this day and age, we live in fairly comfortable spaces. We have a roof over our head. We can go to the supermarket, buy food. We're pretty covered, right? But the ego still has, it has a role to play, and that role, unfortunately, it comes from this negative space, and the negative space is almost to keep you comfortable. But in reality, and we all know the famous quotes, the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. And the reality is that being comfortable for a lot of people is the very thing that's keeping us stuck. And to expand on that, for me, um, feeling stuck can feel good because you start to become used to feeling stuck. You start to become used to being comfortable. And this is the trap that a lot of people fall into. They'll do enough actions not to actually produce the result they want, or they'll take enough responsibility not to actually go to the next level. And I've got 3 steps that I'm going to take you through in a moment, guys. And I guess more than anything, it's more about raising your awareness on feeling stuck, because a lot of people, they know they're stuck and they understand that something needs to happen, but it's being able to push through the resistance, as Stephen Pressfield calls it, in order to go to that next level. Even if that next thing is a baby step, it's just a small thing that you need to achieve, a small task or whatever it is, but it's actually starting. And I'll give you a quick example before we get into the 3 steps. An example would be, if ever you have written a book or thought about writing, let's say like an article or a long post, a lot of people, will start off feeling like, I've got writer's block, or they'll get to a point where they have writer's block, or they don't know what the next thing is to write. That's the resistance. That's the part where creatively your ego is kind of clamping down. It's like, I either need to find some more information, I need to do some more research. But at that point, it's like, that's the block. Runners experience it when they hit the wall, and the wall is where you get so far and you're able to keep running. And at that point, your mind says, you know what, I can't go anymore. But in reality is that your body can, and your body can keep going so long as your mind says keep going. And it's just whether you give into the resistance. So let's get into what I want to share with you then, guys. And I guess just taking things to that next level, just moving past feeling stuck. So stuck, procrastination, resistance, distraction, excuses, for me, they're one and all of a similar thing. I won't say they're the same thing, they're very, very much similar thing, but these are some of the ways that I've used to describe me when I felt stuck. Clients have used them. Other people have used them and expressed them to me at workshops that I've delivered and so on. And maybe you resonate with some of these things. Well, a lot of the times it's, I can't do that because, or I can't do this if that happens. And usually that's part of the challenge. That's part of the feeling stuckness, and if you're at a place where you feel stuck, either, let's say, results aren't coming into your business and you're doing work. Here's the other thing, and this is almost the paradox. You're busy doing work, but it's not getting you the results, and therefore the results have filled you with the belief that maybe it's not possible to get where you need to go, and now you feel stuck because you want to act, you want to take the next actions in order to grow your business or take your business to the next level. But actually, the results that are being generated with what you're doing right now make you feel stuck because you're caught between a rock and a hard place with, I am doing work, but the results are not there. I am doing more work and the results are still not there. And it's like, well, what do I do? Right. So let's get into this then. So first of all, I just want to share a kind of precursor to the 3 steps. And active life versus passive life is a great way for you to start looking at your life and getting past feeling stuck. An active life is the opposite to what you'd have with a passive life. Yeah. So experiencing and actually doing things is the opposite to witnessing. Witnessing can be, it can be valid, but most of the times as a business owner, experiencing, as a coach, expert, consultant, that's the key thing, because the experience gives you a result. Witnessing doesn't give you the full experience, right? Creating is far greater in understanding than watching, because creating, you're actually doing, and again, you're doing and you're getting a result. Expressing, this is a big one. Being able to express freely, whether it's to peers, your partner, clients, that's a massive one, because being in a place where you can express freely, it allows you to release different emotions, ideas, creativity. And when you withhold, it limits your ability to grow. Standing out versus fitting in. And standing out isn't about being, a disruptor or somebody's doing it for the sake of it. When I say standing out, it's because you're on purpose, you're following your why, your vision. And fitting in tends to be, I'm going to fit in a box, I'm going to fit in those existing rules, and you block and limit your creativity and success. Being extraordinary versus being ordinary. Well, again, being extraordinary is simply you go into that next level and allowing it, rather than, again, kind of fitting in and just being ordinary. So feeling stuck requires you to be on purpose, to follow your why, to go after the very things that you really want to go for in life. And as I said, this is my precursor. So let's get into the 3 steps then, guys. Step 1 is simple. You must be honest with yourself and stop. If you're feeling stuck, just admit to yourself, I'm stuck right now and I need help. And stopping is simply giving yourself the chance to say, right, let me review what I can do. Let me review what I have no idea about. Let me look at where can I get help. And whenever I felt stuck, I always start with me, because there's a couple of things that happens with us. One, and I'll answer this, and it might seem real strange, is that we always know the answer. Yeah, we always know the answer when we're stuck, what must happen next. Yeah, the details, the finer things, we may not know all of the steps, right? But we always know what's needed next. But in reality is that when we feel stuck, because it stops our creativity, and we're caught up in almost anxiety or slight depression or whatever it is for you, everybody has a slightly different, angle or filter on it because of our experiences and who we are, is that when you're going through those things, it stops your creativity, it stops the flow, of creation. And so therefore you're limited. So, even if it stops 99%, let's say, you've not got your full creativity and approach in getting past feeling stuck. And so being honest and just saying, right, I'm stuck. Yeah. And stopping is just you admitting that, right, something needs to change. So I'm going to stop for the moment. I'm not going to keep doing the very things that I believe I needed to do or I have been doing. And so you're going to give yourself a chance to simply take a breath and look around in your business, in your life, what's going on, what results are you generating, and just look. Because a lot of the times when we're stuck, we're too busy doing something and getting caught up in just the feeling of stuck, and I'm busy and I'm stuck and I'm busy and I'm catch 22. And, it's like you're on a hamster wheel, that we don't simply stop. And you are allowed to stop, guys. I don't mean just stop and go to sleep. If you are feeling a bit tired, maybe you need a power nap, so that might be the case. But in the sense of, looking at where you are in business and life, you just need to stop and look at the landscape. So step 1, 3 steps that you can use. Increase your awareness to being mindful. So when I say, being honest and stop, this allows you simply to look around. Be aware of what triggers your stress and what are your triggers. Yeah. So stress and triggers, these are important because there's always commonalities and there's always common themes to what triggers us creates more stress. Yeah. And what stresses us out. And being honest and stopping allows you to look at, well, what's going on right now? What's triggering me? What's making me feel stuck? And you might have different triggers. It might be environment. Maybe you haven't gone out or left the office for some time. Maybe you need to experience some time with family, and just know what reduces those stresses, what stops those triggers. And if there are specific things, for instance, let's say as an example, and I see this quite a lot and hear from a lot of clients about this, maybe they're looking at other people, and they always say comparison is the thief of joy. So if you're looking at other people on Instagram, Facebook, and it looks like their lives is amazing, they've got that Instagram kind of life, and their world just looks like, wow, you'd love to have that life. Maybe that's a trigger for you. Maybe you've spent too long scrolling on Facebook and social media and TikTok and watching other people's stuff, and you're just not giving yourself enough chance to actually create because you're too busy watching other people's stuff. And this is something that I speak to my son about quite a lot because he likes doing gaming. But one of the deals that I had with my son is that if he is to do gaming, he has to create videos for his YouTube channel. And look at that, I get him to create so he's not just a follower. And this is important as adults because sometimes we can get caught up in being followers by watching other people's lives and being envious of their lives. So be mindful of what stresses you out and what your triggers are. Step 2, fear of the unknown. This is one of the biggest things, I guess, to feeling stuck is, sometimes you're stuck because the results of your actions aren't where you want them to be. But then there's also the fear of the unknown. What if I change things? What if I stop feeling or stop doing this thing that's making me busy, making me feel like I'm doing something good, but actually the results aren't great? What if I change the action? What if I go for something slightly different? What if I look at the problem ahead of me in a slightly different way and come at it from the side, under, over, whichever way, just something different to what you're doing now? And a lot of people can be triggered into feeling stuck because there is the fear of, well, what's on the opposite side or the other side of me trying something new. And what I'd say to you is that the fear of the unknown is a real thing. And it really does hold people back, and it holds them in fear of going for their goals. It holds them in fear of creating new relationships, exploring new opportunities, getting a mentor, getting a coach. And the fear of the unknown is a good thing, and I'll explain that. You see, the fear of the unknown is all about you attaining something that you perhaps have never attained before, or trying something that you've never done before, knowing full well that that thing is probably going to help you move in the right direction. And even if it doesn't, you'll have gained an experience to understand, oh, that thing is, wasn't the best thing, or actually I learned how not to do something. And the fear of the unknown is part of this resistance thing that I was speaking about earlier from Stephen Pressfield, and how I started this discussion. You've got to be okay with doing a lot more of things that are in this space of the unknown, especially when you're going deeper on your main skill set, your main service that you offer people, the main topic that you are the expert at. And I think the more you get comfortable with, the unknown, and not trying to have everything under your belt in full control, the far more creative you are and the far more successful you are, and therefore the far less stuck you are. It's about being courageous. Yeah. And I've got 3 more steps that I want to show you around the fear of the unknown. When you focus on your why, when you focus on your purpose, your vision, the unknown tends to kind of fade away. It doesn't matter so much because the reason why you're doing stuff is far greater than you not knowing every step of the way. And I forget who it is, but I think it was, I think Martin Luther King has the quote where it says something along the lines of, when you step out on a stairway in pitch black, you step out with faith, knowing that there's a step there. And it's the same thing when you're in this place of the fear of the unknown. You've just got to focus on your why and step out in faith. Yeah, it's not religious. It's just faith and belief that what you're embarking on is actually going to serve you and the people that you are out there to serve for the greater good. And focusing on your why helps to, remove those stresses and those things that you fear and feeling stuck. And here's a good one. Get out your calendar and start putting things into your calendar. A lot of the times when we feel stuck, it's because we're not planning things in. We're stuck because we're just caught up in the moment, but that moment continues into hours, days, weeks, and months. And it's just this feeling, and it's a growing feeling. It's because we've given it space. So get your calendar out and start blocking other things in, different things that make you happy, things that you find fun, spending time with your family. It can be whatever hobby is that you used to do, but now you stop doing. Yeah. And perhaps that's the thing that actually energizes you and reinvigorates your creative energy, and the energy that allows you to create and build an amazing business. And step number 3 is that, remember, when you move into the fear of the unknown, mistakes are results. It doesn't mean the end of the world. It's where a lot of people talk about not wanting to fail, not wanting to be a failure, don't want to disappoint people. But look, it's just a result, guys. If you had everything figured out, you'd already be a cajillionaire already, a trillionaire, billionaire, right? It's figuring out what are the things that you need to do more of and what are the things that you need to do less of. And so, take steps, take courageous steps, and just get results, and just look at it as results. Don't look at it as like, oh, that's a failure, that's the end of it, I can't, move forward anymore. That's where you get caught up in your own kind of BS, right? So we're going to move into step 3, taking ownership. This is probably one of the, after focusing on your why and your vision, this is the next important step, I would say, ownership. And I'll tell you the 3 keys of ownership in a moment. And the more you take ownership of your life and your business and where you are, and if you are stuck and saying, right, I'm the common denominator of whether things are going well and whether things are not going so well. And when you take ownership, this is where you become honest with yourself. And as I said, stop and be honest was step 1. And taking full ownership means that you're going to do what you need to do in order to get and achieve your vision. Yeah. And taking full ownership means that, when things aren't going well, it's on me. When things are going amazing, it's all on me. Right. And outside events, outside environment, all those types of things you can take ownership of, because if you left everything to everybody else, outside forces or the people, you would never be in control, and you would be at the mercy of their goals, at the mercy of their habits, the things they want to achieve. And this is why for me, ownership is a real powerful thing to take on board, especially when feeling stuck. And even ownership of feeling stuck, saying, look, I'm stuck because I've created these feelings, I've created this outcome. So what I need to do as a person of full ownership is look at what can I do to change this outcome of not feeling stuck. And the other thing, if you go deeper and you can look into people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, is that feeling stuck is about how your body reacts. Yeah. Not thinking I'm stuck, but feeling stuck. And there are 2 different ways to look at this. And I'm not going to go too deep on this in this particular video, but thinking you're stuck and feeling you're stuck are 2 separate things, because thinking is the mind, feeling is the body. And what you need to understand is that when you feel and think that you are stuck, you've actually got to change 2 things. So when I say to you, get out and look at different things like hobbies or things that create, just energize you and just drive more creativity in you, it's because your body feels stuck. So you perhaps do need to get out. So don't just think, oh, I need to just sit at the computer and just bang away and just smash away. Like, no, you need to do something physically to change your state. And if you're feeling stuck, again, you need to change something mentally, whether it's read a book, listen to an audio book, whether it's speak to your best friend or speak to friends or speak to your friends or family. Like, you have to understand that taking ownership means that it's like, right, I'm feeling it, I recognize it, I'm thinking it, let me take ownership and change it now. Yeah. And especially if it is to do with you and you are the reason why your business is slowing because your head's not in the game, you're not doing the marketing, you're not doing the sales, you're not driving your team with the right instructions and leading them as a visionary, then you need to take full ownership. Here's 3 things that you can do. Chunk your to-do list down, chunk it down, break it down into small steps, and start just getting some of the smaller things as quick wins. And as I said, there are 3 steps to ownership, and that is ownership, accountability, and responsibility. Yeah. The more you live from that place, the more successful you become. Yeah. It's very simple. Ownership, accountability, responsibility. Ownership means that you take on the good and the bad. Accountability is that you're accountable to somebody, some people, something, and you make it public so that you are truly accountable. Responsibility is that you take it on as your ability to respond and deal with things accordingly. Step 3 is calendar, as I said. Yeah, I already mentioned this one, but put in your calendar again, guys. The more it's in your calendar, the more you're pulled to your future self, the more you're pulled to your future vision. Because remember, your vision and your why and your goals are all about things in the future because you haven't attained them yet. The more you put stuff into your calendar that pulls you forward, the more successful you'll become, the more accountable you'll become, the more responsible you'll become, and the more ownership you'll have on you putting those things into your calendar and making it happen. So there you go, guys. The distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So I've given you some great steps that you can take as actions. And I hope you can take these things on board in order for you to get unstuck. What's the answer to all of this, guys? Action. If you take on board what I've shared, you should move away from feeling stuck. And this is where a lot of people, they then have the conundrum of, do I want to actually feel unstuck? Maybe you got used to feeling stuck. Maybe it's become your comfort zone. Maybe it's the place where you've got other people around you who enjoy you know, the drama of feeling stuck and all the different things going around feeling stuck, maybe you need to think about the people that you're confiding in as well. And what I would say to you is just take action, guys. You know, all of us are feeling stuck in many different ways, but you don't have to have it as a continually thing, or a continual thing that keeps going into months and years. You can change right now, and that's what I want to share this video for you for. So, iron rusts from disuse. Water loses its purity from stagnation. Even so does inaction sap the vigor of the mind. Leonardo da Vinci. If you want help, guys, growing your business in 2021, simply comment more below this video right now, and I will reach out to you and send you more details on how you can feel unstuck in your business and actually grow and take your business to $10, $15, $20,000 plus per month if you're a coach, expert, or consultant, and show you the steps that you need to take right now. So I'm Leon Street, guys, and I've really enjoyed this content today. If the content has resonated with you and you've enjoyed it, please remember subscribe to my YouTube channel. Simply go to leonstreet.com/YouTube and you'll be redirected to my YouTube channel where you can hit subscribe and click on the notification bell to be notified of all upcoming videos. And if you just want to search for me on YouTube and find me that way, please go ahead. Leon Street with an E on the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an amazing bank holiday weekend. Here in the UK we have it, so we have an extra day off on Monday, and I hope you feel less stuck and you take up some of the points that I've raised with you, and you just move forward in life and have love as your highest value driving you forward towards your vision. Take care. Bye-bye.